You happy, boo? I said, you happy? You got? I'm ready to cut it. Let's go.
Time to run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, just wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, just wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady.
All right, there you go. There you go.
What's up, my people?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, it's good. All in the neighborhood.
All right, Jamal, you this your agenda again. You this your agenda.
No, because I'm not used to just popping up. That's why I was like looking at y'all like, but I had my phone in my hand. I like looked up like, what? Like,
oh, Robert does it backwards.
I be here like the sound of the countdown going on, and then I like that. Right. I could have been up here. You know, this is not America After Dark or none of the shows, but I could have been, you know, with my underwear walking around. But you know, because I took the countdown. But yeah, we are here, every sports reporter. But guess what? That's a sport too. That's a sport. We are in the house. Yeah, we got America After Dark. Bam, Bernard Brown.
Hello.
Bam. Then we got that great one, Dr. Robert Bryant. So again, Ebony Sports Reporter. I cannot say something political, but he's gonna be doing some things. Bam, we're looking forward to that right there. Then we got the mastermind, the man genius, Julius Hall in the house, Ebony Sports Reporter. But we do have an agenda, but there's some breaking news. I just want to throw something out there. We know that the former Cleveland Browns coach, Hugh Jackson, is now the coach at Grambling. But what he has done, he has gone on now, and he's hired Art Browse, who was the former coach at Baylor football team, as offensive coordinator there at Grambling. So some of you all probably remember what happened with regard to Art Browse at Baylor, that he had 31 players that were involved in 52 incidents of sexual assaults. And so now folks are saying that other people will not hire Browns. But what is going on here? Hugh Jackson has now made the move to not have him as the offensive coordinator there at Grambling. So again, like I said, that's the breaking news part. We're gonna get into the agenda because we got Coach Rob Delos joining in, and then we're gonna shoot right to the coach's corner with him. But yeah, what's y'all thoughts with regards to Art Browse not being offensive coordinator at Grambling, hired by Hugh Jackson? And again, there's lawsuits have been filed. Even the president of Baylor got reprimanded and had ran into issues regarding that too. But now Hugh Jackson and people have said it ran up the flagpole at Grambling, so you know it had to get approval. So it wasn't no accident.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that everybody should have a second chance. Mm-hmm. I believe that Art should have the chance to rectify any past wrong. Mm-hmm. If he was, we can't hold it over his head forever. You got a lot of stuff that go on that people don't know about in these other coaches' lives, and we never hear about it, but they just as worse, a whole lot worse. So I believe that he should have that second chance to do right.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think even more than that, as human beings, we love to take things in our own hands, but so many of us want to use the Bible, and guess what? God judges the heart, not the actions. Mm-hmm. So when we learn to understand that as humans, we need to look at people's heart, not the actions. Everybody gonna make mistakes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 100 times. It ain't up to us to determine what's right and wrong and when we forgive and when we're not. The Bible talks about forgiveness. So we're going to live in that light. We need to carry that always and everywhere. But I can't wait to see one of these HBCU teams make it to the championship playoff season and win the playoffs. That's what the day I'm ready to see. And I hope this is the path we're going towards.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It's the HBC and everything. It's a whole new league now, because once Dion and Eddie Jordan, all of them made that move over there, now they're bringing the pack. You know what I'm saying? More people watching. If you good, I'm like this here. If you good, they gonna find you anyway. You can be in Cuba somewhere. If you good, they gonna find you no matter what. But I love the way the HBC doing, bringing in, what they doing. Everybody deserves a second chance. At the end of the day, that's what it's supposed to be in America, but it's not. At the end of the day, they feel like, hey, us, black men don't deserve no second, third, fourth, or whatever. But at the end of the day, hey, it's brothers helping other brothers, and that's what need to be count, man. We need to start helping one another. And congratulations to him. And to be honest, the way it's looking, all the good players going to HBC. We might have to say, hey, they might have to play the NCAA players now. You know what I'm saying? We need to, hey, play them, because it's growing, and I like what's going. I like what they're doing.
Well, part of the issue is it's good. It's a good step in the right direction, but right. As anybody know, all of the HBCUs are heavily underfunded. So
right.
Unless we can generate funds for the support and we take Savannah State. They leave Division I, and their resources just they dried up instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking about kids trying to play football, and we use football because that's the largest generating funds for these predominantly white institutions, and also the HBCUs, you got to have some money. You got to have some donors. The University of Michigan has not been in football for over 200 years without having money. Whether they win or lose, those endowments, you never have to worry about the University of Michigan running out of money. We can't say that about the HBCUs, because, like I say, they're heavily underfunded. Not only the schools, but when you're talking to sports, Savannah State, they don't have a weight room. And that's sad. And unfortunately, I can speak on that because I was at Savannah State with Shannon, and when he wanted to donate his money to the football program, the president at the time said, no, we have to take your money and spend it on the athletic department. And that's why Savannah State athletic department is at least the football, is because Shannon refused just to donate money to the whole program, because the whole program didn't help him get to where he is now.
Yeah.
So, Coach DeLoach, we're gonna get in there, but what's your thoughts with regards to Art Browse now being hired at Grambling by Hugh Jackson to now be the offensive coordinator there, when Browse being terminated by Baylor because he had 31 football players that have been accused of 52 incidents of sexual assault? That's a little thing. That was a breaking news that had occurred. So, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah,
well, he ain't the first. Urban Meyer did it. He did it at 2 major universities and in the pros. What we want to forget, like Urban Meyer didn't exist. Our Browse at the time, it happens. A lot of things happen in college football. They just pick and choose who they want to exploit. Yeah. I have 3 kids that did Division I schools, and I can tell you some stories that, as a parent, would probably expose them. But if people who know me, I'm on top of the game. But like anybody else, Coach Brown deserves a second chance, and I'm glad that he's going to HBCU that can help, show these kids, some things that maybe they would never had exposure to, because he's been around the game for a long time. And his son actually coached my son at Florida State. Okay. And now he got a job at the University of Arkansas. So Kendall, his son, he had a stigma associated with him as well, because he was actually the offensive coordinator when his dad was the head coach. So I think he'll do well.
You know, we look at, and I know it's switching subjects, but Juwan Howard just got suspended.
We're gonna get in there.
You better slow me down, bro. You better slow me down.
Slow down.
Man, y'all ain't gonna do the guest like that now.
Hey,
Rob want to cover everything.
You coach got the agenda. So we about to what we about to do. What we is about to do right now. What we about to do. We're gonna move on. See, because I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the coach's corner with you right now. But see, you get a little beside yourself, so I'm just gonna wait.
I went to Beach High School.
But I have to go.
Beach High School. That's
one thing. With
Beach
regards to every
Bulldogs don't wait.
Man.
You went to Savannah Christian.
Oh snap! Oh, snap.
See, I did not have you come on to cover that type of pussy. I'll be respectful.
Go ahead, brother Rob. I appreciate you.
See, that is
tell the truth. The truth will set you free.
And now you giving Bernard Brown ammunition to use against me, and Julius Hall and Dr. Bernard Brown. You giving them ammunition, and other people listening out there, you giving them some information that is incorrect information to the public, the viewing public. That's incorrect.
That's liable.
So we gonna move on.
Savannah Christian has never been a rival to Beach.
Now, let me just go ahead and say this right here. We're gonna get it out there right now. We're gonna get the truth out there right now. The Ebony Sports Reporter, we give out information that's pertinent and on time. And with regard to last week, we discussed the historical moment that happened in September 2021 with 5 young men from Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia, on national television. But then in addition, we discussed someone who is a rebounding star at VCU who went to Jenkins High School, then transferred to Berkmar, and then Bernard Brown knows stuff about it. And so that is Jalen DeLoach. But then we're going to move on to Coach's Corner and Coach Rob DeLoach, who also, a.k.a. some of y'all don't know this. I'm going to let it be known. He is known as Jerry Jones. Why is he known as Jerry Jones? He don't play. He don't play the whistle at all with any of them, and he get folks into college. So I'm gonna let our brother, Coach Rob DeLoach, who will not spit out any incorrect information about my business, anything like that, right now. Coach's Corner, Coach. We glad to have you, Coach Rob DeLoach, aka Jerry Jones.
Hey man, I'm glad to be here, man. Glad to be here. But you know, when it comes to this Savannah here and community here in Savannah and dealing with these young people, man, it's actually a privilege to be able to get out here and help them, help their parents, kind of guide them on how to create a great human being first, but also the resources necessary for them to be a great athlete. It also starts with academics, and all that starts at the home. And unfortunately for us in Savannah, a lot of our African-American, Negro, Black boys are choosing these predominantly white private schools, thinking that it's going to get them where they need to be. But I'm here to tell you, if you're going to get it, you can get it anywhere.
Amen.
And I'll tell parents, I'm not paying for education, not when it's free. I went to Beach High School, and most everybody on here, I believe, went to public school. But these parents are learning that these schools are only using their kids for the sport, and they're not using them to help them develop to be better young men. Mm-hmm. And when they don't make it, they go on to the next. And until we figure that out, and, you know, we try to educate them on the process. Like someone stated earlier, if you can play, they're going to find you.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not recruiting you from the school. My son is at Florida State. In 3 years at Islands High School, they want to combine 10 games. And he's a starting linebacker at Florida State University.
Yeah. Yeah. People, they don't understand. They don't understand. One thing about when trust me, when a college coach comes to your house, they don't care if you 0-20 or you 20-0. They trying to fill a spot that somebody already done left.
They want to know, can you play?
That's it. At the end of the day,
can you play?
And people don't understand is that they always, this will get me. They always say, well, coach, you're not helping me do this here. Coach, you're not. I'm here to help you as much as I can, but I can't. You know, we can't coach. And coach, you know this. We can do as much as we can. At the end of the day, the parents and you have to put the work in. You have to put the work in at the end of the day before anything. If you got a great player, I guarantee you, I did this. If you got a great player on your team, and that it's a team player, when no college coaches come fill that gym or fill that field to see that person, you never know. They may see you. You know what I'm saying? They may see you at the end of the day. So
I mean, that's what it is. When you invest money, you have to make sure you're talking to people that have the expertise.
mm-hmm.
A lot of these things, and me, for example, if I wanted to take money from our community, I can go out and say, hey, I'm putting on a camp. It's going to cost you $200. I got 3 D1 kids, and I can show you the blueprint. And I'll be lying.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be rich in a weekend. I'd probably get $10,000 tax-free money, and those kids probably be worse off than they were before they started whatever I was going to shoot them BS with.
Right.
So for me, I do a lot of research talking to college coaches all over the country to find out what's the latest and the greatest and how it can help our community. And then, at the gym, give that information to the kids and to the parents. And what they don't understand, it's 5,000 kids for football. For example, in football, they're in the transfer portal. 5,000. So if you're a high school kid, you really don't have a chance because what you look like is already in the transfer portal. So what's going to make you different? It's going to be your education. You got a 3.7, 3.8 GPA, anybody's going to take you.
Yeah.
It's not about football. Because at the end of the day, all of us are injury away from being regular.
Yeah.
But if you base it on I'm going to be the best football player, then you're not going to be the best football player because they're a dime a dozen. But if you're a great person, you got great grades, great attitude, you're willing to work, then hey, there's a spot for you in this world outside of football. And as you all know, we need some great African American young black boy leaders coming up in this crazy world we live in right now.
And that's what's so great about what y'all do at 2717, Coach DeLoach, because I went by there to see Jamal working out one day because Sam told me it's a lounge. So I went to help him up because that's what I've been doing all my life with him is helping him up. So Sam told me to lounge, so I went by to help him up. And so I went by, and what y'all are doing has been needed in this city for 50 years. You guys are awesome. Y'all are absolutely awesome. Y'all teach these guys skills that they need to get to the next level. Y'all teach them, y'all really pour into these young men, and y'all build character. Y'all teaching them things that they need to know so when they get to the next level, they don't mess up. And you all should be given some awards and some more stuff. And whenever this pandemic over, we're gonna be trying to award you all with something.
Well, Julius, the greatest thing in all of this, our reward, to be honest with you, is when their parents are sitting at the podium and that high school coach who hadn't put in any work with the kid comes out and that parent and that father and mother and son is signing a scholarship to go to college. Amen. So Sam and I, that is our reward because it doesn't cost us anything. Time is what we have. And if I had a Sam Carter and a Rob DeLoach 35 years ago when I was at Beach High School, and all of us, we didn't have that. Now we had, Bo Levette, we had Coach Holmes, we had those guys. Yeah. But the things have changed. But it's all about relationships, man. And when my daughter's recruited by 40 schools, I didn't have sense enough not to invite 40 coaches to my house. I was scared of them. You're muted.
You muted.
And I actually wore out furniture, invite people to the house. But in doing that, I kept those contacts for the ones that were really serious about my daughter. And I made my boys sit through every interview that every coach that came to the house. So when their time came, they knew how to answer the questions. They knew what to ask of the coaches. And then I had did my homework. Yeah. And, I knew more about them than they knew about me. And they said, well, listen, look, how you know so much about me? I told my son in the military, I was in intelligence. So I do my homework. And they earned, my respect right off the bat because I was a serious, it meant that much to me. that I need to know about them, because they're going to tell you lies because they're trying to get your kid to come to the college.
Yeah.
Right.
And I told them they don't need no daddy. They don't need no mama. So all we need to do is be a good coach, help them grow, because we want them to be an extension of our home, and we kind of go from there.
Yeah.
And to share something with you all, with the audience, with regards to, there's a criticism regarding Coach Deloach and also Coach Carter. The criticism is this: people go and say that all they do is that they just get them into college. All they do is get them to college. So I know some of y'all probably at home right now saying, huh? What?
Yeah, that's a complaint.
All that these black men do, they try to put down the fact that they are able to get young men and young women to not sign athletic contracts with colleges. So
all over the country.
I want y'all to understand this. That shows you how sick some people are when they are jealous of you and what you are doing. They not trying to put them down by saying all they do is get you into college.
Hey, and people don't like change, and you got to remember, Issa, that we're all from Savannah pretty much, and that's a paradigmic change. It's just a mental, systematic change, and honestly, I think we'll get there. But I think what you're doing is absolutely awesome. It's something we've needed to see for years, and these types of efforts and initiatives will help us curb and turn that crime wave around. So forget the complaints. You're doing the vision. You walking in the vision of God, and as long as you're doing that, who cares about the complaints?
Yeah.
Now, just to share with you, it's not the black folks saying it; it's the Caucasians. So that's why. And guess what? And they didn't have to stop. And they have to look at that. But again, Coach Deloach go on and do what they gotta do. And I shared it with Coach Carter, just like each one of y'all said. If we had this 30 and 40, 50 years ago, it would be totally different for some of us. The lives of some of the other black men and black women in this city right here, totally different with regards to that, because they would have been in college. With some of them no longer in college. But Coach Deloach, we're going to let you finish up, and then we're going to move on into our other agenda items, because we ain't going to let you hog up everything like this with your lies and other things like that. So Bernard Brown don't approve that. So Bernard Brown probably would have been at Yale or something like that. And probably still, we not forget about what he did to Ronald Wilson. But I'm leaving that alone.
Hey, Dr. Jamal, the one thing in all seriousness, they people in this cliquish town, they can't intimidate me or Sam. We are who we are. You know what I'm saying? We're not dancing to their beat. We're not begging them. We have a product that people want to be a part of. If we wanted everybody to know, then we would have flashing signs. We'll have bumper stickers. We'll have phone numbers that are public. We'll have internet. We'll have a website, and we'll say, hey, we need you. We're not Planet Fitness. We're not the YMCA. I mean, because I said it's not for everybody. What we do, Sam served in the military, and so did I. So I understand, the mental capacity that it takes for these kids to be successful, not only on the field, on the court, but in life.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than sports to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they only can play that for so long.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do for the rest of your life if we don't prepare for them life after the game?
Right.
We used to keep flat balls in the gym just for that purpose. What you going to do when there's no air in the football? They're not telling them that. They're using these kids for their school championships and their school banners and their local awards that are not or can't offer you a scholarship. What is the WTOC Player of the Week? That is not a university. That is to help you buy papers. What is the Michael Finachero Award? That is not a college institution. What is all of these little local made up awards will not get you into college.
The Daring Award.
My son, the Daring Award. Who gives a damn about daring?
Come on,
what has he done for the community?
You talk the rest of the night. Keep it going.
Come on, man. My son was an Under Armour All-American. They don't care nothing about that when you get to college. They want to know, can you play?
Can you play? That's right. That's right.
The bottom line. So all of these fake, made-up accolades for these kids is a bunch of BS. Yeah. Because most of those kids that get those awards, it's all the private schools anyway. I told Sam, we need to make up our own awards.
Correct.
Like the young brother Kevin Evans won the region at Groves High School with no gym, no regulation practice facility, no home games, not a whole lot of support, 29 years old, and win the region championship. And nobody talks about it but us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's bad. What's so bad else about that, Rob, is that when no matter what you do when you're black here in Savannah, we don't get the attention that these kids should be getting. Now these athletes or celebrities should get to know that these people came from Savannah. I'm walking in Atlanta one day, me and my wife in the mall in Atlanta, and we hear Molly music in the mall, but we never hear it anywhere in Savannah. They don't even talk about this kid went to BC and now he's making music with all the stars in the world. You don't talk about all these athletes that come from here because the reporters are not from here, so they don't have an invested interest to follow these kids to the next level and to the NFL and to the NBA. So
well, you know why? You know why, Juice? Because they don't look like them.
Correct.
Yeah. That's just put it like it is.
And you know what? To be honest, is some of the players that I know from Savannah, you know how I know them? Because they come to Atlanta at Swanee Sports Academy and I meet them on Hoop Scene. That's how I know them. And when they say, hey, I'm from Savannah, I say, I'm from Savannah too. And that's when I get their profile and pull it up and like, damn, because I'm like, I didn't know your son went to Birdmark. I said, oh, and I'm seeing them. So is what get me is some people have to leave Savannah and come somewhere else for them to blossom because the exposure is not there. But like I say, you can be on the farm, and if you good, they're gonna come. And you made a good point too, Jamal. What you just said, you say contract. College scholarship is a contract for 1 year. It's a contract for 1 year.
Yep.
And people don't really, I keep telling the people for 25 years of coaching, I keep telling them, they say, oh, my son got a 4-year scholarship. No, your son got a 1-year contract.
Hey, Brother Menard, if your son is not producing, I can tell you this. They're asking your son to leave.
That's it.
They're not leaving because they want to go someplace else. They know in those next 3 years she is not gonna be a contributor.
Yes, sir. And they need to put that when the college coaches come to these kids' house, stop telling them they're getting you getting a 1-year contract. If you good, you getting a 2. If they picking somebody that they know gonna take your spot, you getting 0, you getting 1, and then they moving on.
Now the caveat to that is academically, these institutions can take your football scholarship, but they have to honor the academic part.
Right. Yes.
They're student athletes first.
Right.
So there, at some institutions, there's money set aside.
Yeah.
Because they want these kids to graduate because it helps the APR overall.
Right.
So they don't want them not to go to school.
Right.
But at the same time, if the kid is a great student and he's just not a great football player, we're gonna keep him around because it's about APR.
Right. Yeah.
Now the kid is a low performer and his grades are low. Nah. We're not doing that. So it's not as clear as cut, but if people ask a question and you explain it that way, then they have a better understanding.
Right.
But for the most part, that is 100% true.
Yeah.
That it is a 1-year deal either way. If you're
either way,
it's a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And every spring you're gonna see some kids if they're not in that 2 deep depth chart.
Oh yeah,
they'll be hitting the transfer portal.
Yeah. And I think we probably need to, Jamal, and then we'll move on. I think we need to, on the next show, explain, and Coach Rob, we need to explain the difference between D1, D2, and D3 scholarship, how many scholarships they got, how many that they can offer you. D3 can package up in a financial aid support that's gonna carry you because they do more academic and they have more financial aid to back. So I think we need to explain to them on the next show or whatever to parents this is how it works because they don't know how it works.
Well, the thing about it is, brother, if they can research the latest iPhone and the latest iTunes, they can get on the internet and read what's out there, or they can pick up the phone
Yeah.
And they can if they can tweet and be on TikTok and all that,
Yeah.
they can find out. But the thing about it, it's not that important to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until,
when they get out the club.
When they get out the club. So I'm not making excuses of trying to explain it because the knowledge is out there. So you just got to want to research it.
Mm-hmm. And so to Sonya Stanley, that's what's going on. You're going to now start seeing a wave of athletes going into professional sports coming out of Chatham County. The wave is about to start. They're in college right now, but you're going to begin to see the wave. And that wave is tied to who we have on here right now. Now, I'll let y'all know, there's some funny things about this man, right? Coach Jerry Jones. People going to say, I'm the best lacrosse player in Chatham County. No, you're not. I was sitting down with him. I'm like, he don't play the whistle with them at all. And I'd be like, I feel sorry for them. And then he'd come at me too, Bob. And that's another story, but I'll leave that alone. But we're gonna move on. Then Bernard Brown gonna tell me to move on, but he wanting Coach Deloach
I'm sorry.
Julia said you can talk as long as you want. So but he gonna tell me move on. That's the second in command of ATR stuff, Bernard Brown. So we're gonna move on. So we're gonna
Jamal,
Bernard Brown.
Dr. Jamal,
what?
We must tell these kids the truth. Nobody cares about if you're good in Savannah.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to be a national kid, nobody cares about anybody local. We all good. Locally. Until you go up that road or go across that bridge.
Yeah.
So you gotta hit them in the chest. Why I'm gonna lie to them? Because you told me I was good. No, I didn't. Your mom and daddy probably told you it was good, but not me. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
No, you're not that dude.
Yeah.
But I will go and say this. And when he tells them that still pushed them. But they don't get down. It's like they look. And that's why I said that's the power of what they're doing. Well, we're gonna move on to this. And now, sadly, I had said in my mind, we're gonna go to this person first with regard to this question, and I kind of hate it. I gotta go to Coach Bernard Brown, and I gotta say this: as it has stood, he was basically 0-15 in the conference at the time. Georgetown extended the contract with Patrick Ewing. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Brown? 0-15 in the conference.
All right, let me take up for Patrick Ewing in Georgetown, Hoya. Let me take up the. Let me tell you, y'all somehow y'all forget. He won the Big East last year, right? He won. Hey, he's a Georgetown. He one of the most famous person that ever went to Georgetown. They're gonna extend it. Patrick Ewing gonna leave when he wanna leave. It don't matter whether he 0-15 or whatever. Let me tell you this here. You can be 0-15 and what they did was and run the table in that tournament and win the Big East tournament and then get into the NCAA. It don't matter whether he 0-15 or he 25-15 or whatever. Leave Patrick Ewing alone. He just had one of those years, man. That's it. But they forget he won the Big East last year. There ain't nobody saying nothing. I guarantee you, if Patrick Ewing was Patrick White Ewing, they wouldn't say nothing. Now all of a sudden he black Ewing. Now everybody, he 0-15. How you gonna sit? Man, shut up.
Okay, Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm of the opinion, somebody just posted, but I don't see it on there. I was trying to pull it up, and I agree with them 100%, that every coach should be allowed to build their team.
Yeah.
You can't say that because I had a bad recruiting year or I got 3 of my star athletes injured that I should be fired because I didn't win a conference game. So you give me time just like you give those other coaches time. If I can't do it in 4 years and turn it around where there is some progress, then okay, I can understand that. But if I win my division and then the next year I might have a bad year, then the next year I win my division or I go far in the tournament, you should leave me alone. Let me build the program because it takes time for those guys, those young players to see, I'm going to play for Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
Your chances are better.
Right.
Who ain't gonna go to Jackson State now and get a defensive back, knowing that Prime coached them?
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Coach Deloach, what's your thoughts on this right here with regard to Patrick and Georgetown?
Well, Patrick is a legend. We must agree. But the Georgetown mystique is not what it was when Patrick Ewing was there. The Big East Conference is not what it was when Patrick Ewing was there.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing that hurting Patrick Ewing is the conference. That, we as older guys, we remember the Big East's prime time. It was the SEC of basketball.
Right.
But the game has changed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to get kids to come to Georgetown, before, and years ago, you get all of the DC kids,
mm-hmm.
and he can't recruit those now.
Mm-hmm.
So what Patrick has to do is reinvent himself in the recruiting world to be able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that he can be successful, and I hope that they will allow him to build his program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard coming behind the legendary John Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
And not only, his son struggled.
His son tried. Yeah.
His son tried.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought a Caucasian coach in who was on John Thompson's staff for years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought Patrick in.
Yeah.
So culturally, a lot of things have changed in that area when it comes to kids wanting to go to Georgetown University for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But he deserves a chance like anybody else. These kids are doing it, but the game has changed from one and done. You can go to the G League. You can go overseas.
Yeah.
You can go play in the Dundee League with the Kanye West.
Yeah.
There's so many different options now.
Yeah.
For these kids to make $1 million if they can play basketball.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's a lot of things that's going, I won't say against him, but it's going to be a challenge for any college coach. Why do you think the guy Duke Krzyzewski is retiring?
Yeah.
Because he see the wave.
You can't.
At their age, they don't have the energy to compete against all of this NBA stuff.
Right. And you made a good point too, Coach. Next year, and this the guy I seen him when he was a baby. Scooter Henderson. He's gonna be the youngest player that ever go in the NBA next
17
year.
years old.
17. And this boy, he's bad. I've seen all the Henderson boys and the girls, and they good friend of mine, and this dude, they're taking the route. He know for a fact he couldn't get he wouldn't have made it in college. He wouldn't have, to be honest, I'm just being honest. He wouldn't have made it in college. So he took the next step with the G League. Now he's gonna be the youngest NBA player ever.
At 17 years old.
At 17 years old, Scooter Henderson.
Yeah, I know Scooter Henderson. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris and all of them. Yeah.
Yes.
All of them started off with us primetime age, and hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to know whether you college material or you take the next route.
But the thing is that they got to be able to create something.
Yeah.
To make money.
Yeah.
Because it ain't too many Caucasians playing basketball. They're European and it's us.
Yeah.
There's no in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to move on to the next one. Now, this is going to be controversial. So, and I'm going to probably close this one out with regards to the controversial, some things that need to be said. And this is tied to Savannah State University women's basketball team. As of our posting, they're 24-1, and Coach Cedric Baker, somebody who I have mad respect for, Coach Cedric Baker, leading the women's basketball team 24-1 in the SIAC. Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to that?
I am so proud of the SSU women's basketball team. They've been coming up lately. Last year they had a great season. This year they had a awesome season. So we're going to see how far they go. When does the tournament start? Does it start soon?
Yes.
But we need to be, of course, with a 24-1 record, you should have in the first round. You should have home court advantage. So we need to go and support them. Full the gym up.
Yeah.
We need to full it up, not fill it up. We need to full it up.
Yeah.
And make sure that we support those young women because they're doing something that is has never been done in SSC history, not 24-1. So we need to go and support them. And hats off to the coach He's doing an awesome job, and it just takes a commitment from people who care to go to these schools and pour into these kids, and that's what's happening now. And we can see this side of the country is really producing star grade 1 athletes now.
All right, Coach Rob DeLoach, what's your thoughts with regards to this?
Hey, Coach has been around a while. He's been successful on all levels. But let's keep in mind, Savannah State was at D1 last year.
Yeah.
They recruited at a D1 level.
Yeah.
And then when you leave D1 talent playing against Division II talent,
yeah,
you should be successful.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock against him, but it's just what it is. It's the same thing with the football team.
Yeah.
You know, when at D1, it was hard for them to compete at the MEAC, but when it came down to the SIAC with D1 athletes, then you should dominate the conference.
Right.
But we got to ride it, you know?
Yeah.
I wish that the SSU would get more exposure because we are the only local college in Savannah.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not breaking news that those young ladies are 24-1 and they're doing an outstanding job. You know, this platform has to exploit what we're doing when it's positive because they damn sure going to exploit it when it's negative.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
You can't even,
Coach Brenner. Oh, okay.
You can't even finish the headlines before it's already a headline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to Savannah State 24-1? Coach Cedric Baker.
Hey, but I do my search. It's like I always thank Coach Baker. I met him a couple years ago when my wife passed, and I wanted my daughter to leave. She left LaGrange to come to Savannah, and he gave her an opportunity to play for Savannah State when it was D1, and we appreciate that. But people is losing the sight on who is. Coach Baker's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but they got to realize who behind Coach Baker. Coach Butler, Coach Booker. He's bringing, and they'll tell you he's bringing. He don't get all the la, but he deserves it. He's helping Coach Baker build their program. Oh, trust me, he is. And I want to say Coach Booker's doing a great job by building that program with Coach Baker. And I'm proud of these girls. And at the end of the day, it's like, hey, they're good people. Coach Baker, sister worked with my brother at Children Healthcare. And hey, 24-1. I don't care if you D1, D2, D3. If you 24-1,
you 24-1.
You 24-1.
And the great Coach Booker is an AE Beach Bulldog legend.
I will wait for you to say that. I was throwing it out there. I was waiting on you to say that.
Yeah, Jamal don't want to hear that. All greatness comes.
Oh no, I have no problem. See, because I'm just waiting. I want y'all to go and get it on now because this is the Ebony Sports Reporter, and that's why I said my thing is I go throw up the stuff that's some of the behind the scene things, and some people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say. That's why I want y'all to go and get it out. And so I must go and share this with y'all. I've had an affiliation and relationship with the women's basketball team prior to me even being at Savannah State. Because Coach Baker used to they contact even actually it was his sisters before Coach Booker them and Coach Harrod them. They would contact me because what we used to do, we provided tours for the recruits and their family members. That's how some of them started coming to Savannah State. So guess what? This is not new. They have been winning before. They have been winning before. This is not anything new. Coach Baker had been winning before. They were not any bottom dwellers at all. They had a championship program. It had been going on. So the one thing I told them, I was upset that when they won the MEAC, they did not get me a ring because I said I was deserving of the ring. I should have supposed to be gotten the ring. The same thing with also with Coach Broadnax. The same thing I told. I also gotten the ring, but everybody they keep forgetting me about the ring. They supposed to get me a ring. So that's another story for another day. Hey, so that's why I'm saying that's how long I've been affiliated with the men's and women's basketball team. Now that I'm not there because of COVID, we're not doing tours, but that's what we would do. So I'm throwing this out there to you,
Jamal. So they're going to give you a ring because you showing them around campus?
No. Players came there because of the tours. So guess what? So I'm going to share this with you. What Coach Baker realized, they went to NCAA seminars, and what they told them at the seminars, he was like, they said, wherever you are located at, show the potential athletes what is unique about your location. So that's what he then said. He told them, he said, we are already ahead of the game because we have Jamal Touré, Day Clean Journeys providing tours, history tours. And so guess what occurred? When some of those parents and grandparents and coaches for some of those athletes, some of the ones that then went on and won that MEAC championship, guess what? When they heard me give the Savannah history that I had tried to tell some of y'all to come on, but y'all ain't never come on that part. Y'all saw one piece of what we do. Them parents started saying, wait a minute. Then when I'm talking about how we are a family here, and how when I'm at Savannah State, I say, we look out for them. We work together. That's why some of them came to Savannah State. And Coach Baker would do this right here. And Coach Broad, they say, listen here, I need that one right there. So we give them that history. So guess what? And the NCAA has said that, but Savannah State had been doing that 5 years before all of that. So that's what I'm saying. We have been intimately tied with regards to that. And even with I ain't going to get about with the classes, but then the classes. But what occurred, as I went and told folks, history was made when they won that NCAA, when they won the MEAC. And as I shared with people, I said that is the first time that any team from Savannah, Georgia, had ever gone to the March Madness, gone to the big dance. That's the first time ever. When I said that, people were like, wait a minute, didn't realize it. So now going to some of the things what y'all said, that's what I'm saying. See, some of y'all, y'all better take in what I'm saying right now. That's why I say this is Ebony Sports Reporters. So we go deeper than what you just think it's just the sports. No, it's even more than that. Because when they won the MEAC, guess what happened? It was just a small headline at the top of the Savannah Morning News. And I specifically got the paper for that purpose. But then here they would have talked about how somebody else had to do a play-in that was not in Savannah, Georgia. And I said, do you all see this right here? Here go a school in Savannah, the first time in our history. And so what then occurs, it gets even deeper. So now what happened? Now I've shared this with y'all. People out there know that. My boys know I love them. I love them madly. They know I do whatever I can for them. I'm right there for them. Any football players at Savannah State, because also what occurred too. Now, so now you have Savannah State. Now come in with the football team. The football team, I said, now come with it. They not get some success with the MEAC. They have some success. And guess what that happened? So I'm going to put the ugliness out there right now. Here you go. The women's basketball team go to the big dance, go to March Madness. And guess what? Our coaches were paid below the MEAC average in their salaries. Understand what I just said? Coach Baker were paid below the salaries for the MEAC, the average MEAC salary. Yeah. But guess what? Because you have this Caucasian football coach that now brings a little bit of success to Savannah State, they gave that joker like a five-figure raise. The coaches, and I'm not saying they said anything about this information I know, what happened, they didn't go to the administration at Savannah State and said this right here. We're going to the MEAC. What people then said, you should at least go ahead and give them a raise, at least to the MEAC average. They didn't say we wanted anything extra. They said, just put us at the MEAC average. And guess what they were told? Oh, we can't do that. But it gave the Caucasian coach a 5-figure raise. Yeah. That is what y'all don't even realize. I'm talking to the audience. Yeah. Don't even realize that. So that's why I tell you, I love the football players because they're my people. But I do not support the football team because that's a part of the legacy that I know has gone on. So even with this right here today, I tell people, so we like that 24-1. We love that right there. But I'm like saying, put your mouth where your money should be, and your feet also, and make demands that, again, all those people who have been empowering our programs, that they be paid fairly. Because even when it came down to removing Savannah State from D1, that was not done by Savannah State. That was done by the Board of Regents. And the Board of Regents officials at Savannah State, I should say, their people, they made the decision. And even when Savannah State got on probation, you don't even realize that that was because somebody tied to the Board of Regents also refused to go ahead and say, no, we need to appeal this. When other people said, listen here, that should just been a slap on my hand, not what they did. So yeah, why did I put that down as agenda? Because I got to get this out so people understand that. See, we look on the surface, but it's even deeper. Here go black people at an HBCU not even paying African-American coaches a fair rate, but they give it to a Caucasian. Yeah, y'all ain't know that. We can move on to the next agenda item. Y'all didn't know that, did you? So
And
yeah, that's why I'm a fighter for the women's basketball team. That's why I stand up for them. I'm like, no, I said, no. We are instrumental in making this happen right here.
Reverend Small, he said,
Reverend Small
don't get raised for it.
Well, no, it ain't about me, because as I said, you would not have some of those young ladies who played the championship. Just like me and Coach Bick, we understand it. They would not have come if it was not for some of us. But as I'm saying, when it came down to it, 3 things happened. Your probation at Savannah State occurred, and guess what? The Booster Club ain't say nothing about it. Then also removed the Division I, and Coach Baker understood, because what that was doing too, that was minimizing the degrees of those athletes at Savannah State in general. Savannah State was the only HBCU that was Division I in the state of Georgia. So it wasn't anything about, this was just that we were behind with regards to the athletic budget. All programs except for UGA were running behind, were losing money. Even Division II schools that they made Savannah State go down there, Division II were also losing. Valdosta State was losing money. But guess what? I ain't hear nobody. Yes, Bernard.
Jamar, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think this show tonight gonna have to go 2 hours, because we only have 5 minutes and we got 100 and something subject left. So I think we're gonna have
we ain't gotta even cover all the subjects. See, that's one thing. We don't sweat stuff like that. That's the other ATR shows sweat it like that.
It's a 90-minute show anyway.
We got something that this issue right here, if y'all don't understand, this is beyond sports right now.
Right.
This is about equality. I hear y'all talk about that, but that's a part of what sports is about. I'm like saying, how many of y'all really knew that it had occurred? That here go at an HBCU, they refused to even give people an average salary at the institution. But we talk about this pride that we got. And I'm like saying, that's economic plantation operation right there.
Yeah. I didn't know Savannah State. You're right. I didn't know Savannah State had a white coach until I went to their homecoming last year, to be honest. I like, who this is?
So again, and what I'm saying, guess what? This ain't the first time I said something like this. So anybody gonna say, he's saying it because he ain't at Savannah State no more, that ain't got nothing to do with it. It's about I'm exposed, saying we got exposed to stuff right here. Because this is absolutely incorrect.
Right.
So, and that's why I say, here goes once again. And if anything, and anybody knows Savannah State history, the Savannah State basketball teams have always been dominant from Ella Fisher on. The first national championship in Chatham County was won 2 times by the Lady Tigers, or the Tigerettes, as they recall. They won it under Ella Fisher. That's why we had the Ella Fisher tournament. I even told Coach Fink about that. And guess what? We no longer have the Ella Fisher tournament. That's why you had the tournament, because that's when Savannah State won national championships. But guess what? We don't know that. So we'll move on to this right here. We'll go to Scottie Pippen. What's the deal with Scottie Pippen?
No, we missed one. We need to hell with Scottie. We need to go with Miss Boston. Give Miss Boston.
We're going to Aaliyah. All right,
Let's go her.
Go ahead. So Coach Bob DeLoach, what do you think about Aaliyah? Aaliyah Boston at University of South Carolina.
Outstanding.
Yes.
It's not much more you need to say about that.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Represents very well.
Yes. Man, this girl is bad. I seen this girl when she was 10 years old at Swanee Sports Academy, and she was dominant because she was the biggest thing on the court.
Yeah.
This girl, man, I am so proud of this little girl, man. She doing her thing. She gonna get her a statue next to the other young lady at Savannah State. And we gotta give credit to Dawn Staley. Man, she built that South Carolina program. She done took over the Connecticut. She built it.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we're gonna say congratulations to the South Carolina. As no woman program ever was on college day like it was last week. Case closed.
All right, Julius Hall. What you think about Leah Boston?
And it is a shout out to Don, and Don is a prime example of that factor that we're talking about, where former players are coming back and coaching these teams. Don was well known. Everybody loved Don when she played.
Yeah.
And so for her to go anywhere, she would have probably got that type of attention, and those athletes would have went
right
to wherever she was, and those programs would have excelled. But the only thing I have to say about Aaliyah is that I think I'll dunk on her if she was here.
Nah, Jew. Nah,
You know,
Jew.
so-
Nah.
Okay.
That's a grown woman.
All right.
Boo. She would've got you, Jew.
We're going to move on to this one right here. Let's see if you can handle this right here. What about Jawan? Jawan in boxing. What about Jawan in boxing? What about Jawan in boxing, Julius Hall? Jawan in boxing. Jawan.
Jawan who?
Jawan Howard
Oh, Jawan Howard.
in boxing.
Oh, Jawan Howard in boxing. Let's talk about Jawan Howard.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we talking about.
Right. That right hook he had. But he shouldn't have. He pulled up too quick.
Oh Lord.
He pulled up too quick. When
Yeah.
he should have connected with the guy with the coach who stopped him, the head coach. That's who he pulled that hit. He don't pull the hit the other coach unless the other coach says something real foul to him.
Yeah.
Now, if he says something real foul to him, then you know how we is.
Yeah.
You know how it is in the hood. You get slapped for that. He pimp slapped.
Yeah.
You know? But how many days did he get suspended?
5 games. Just 5
games.
The end for rest of the year.
Rest of the season.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose that type of coach also because he can go somewhere else and pull their players.
Yeah.
You know.
But so, Coach Deloach, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, Jawan Howard is from the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
I get it twisted.
Yeah.
And if anybody know Jawan Howard, he's been feisty even when he came in the game.
Yeah.
It's his personality.
Yeah.
You know, he's a high character guy. He's, you know, he plays that way. He
Yeah.
coaches that way. He is who he is. But Jawan understand that, you know, he's a Michigan man. I had the opportunity to meet Chris Webber when he returned back to Michigan when they was recruiting my son. It was a big ordeal. But Jawan, I mean, he can be at Michigan as long as he wants to be at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's actually good for the game.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you got to talk shit.
Yeah.
You know, just for the good of the game to let kids know, hey, man, I'm an extension of my coach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what those kids play like. They play their ass off for Jawan.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll fight for him. So he's willing to put it on the line. You know, I thought it was good.
All right. And Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to Jawan?
Hey, I know y'all talking about the punch, but my thing is this. When I was coaching after 2 years, I'm like this. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. That white guy grabbed Jamal's arm. Don't touch me, dude. What's wrong with you? Don't put your hand on me. That's why I tell people, they need to get rid of that line where you have to go and walk and shake your hand and up. Nah, that's how I started all this. He grabbed Jamal's arm, and I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. I'm telling you, I'm like this him. When I was coaching and we was walking down the line, I don't even walk down the line. Whether we win or lose, I go right back to the locker room and go, do not touch me. Don't put your hand on me. And that's what started all of this. Come on, dude, you grabbing me? You know. And then if you getting your butt whipped, right? And this what happened. If you getting your butt whipped and then you pressing to get the ball. And then, dude, you call timeout. Come on, man. You already up with, you know. So the heat of the moment, at the end of the day, he punched the guy, whether it's right or wrong or whatever. But the key was, do not put your hand on me, period.
Period.
And
Period.
And when this occurred, I thought about Bernard Brown, actually. I thought about Bernard Brown. And the reason why it was because of the don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Because now I'm like, Bernard Brown, anyone who knows Coach Bernard Brown, he said, don't touch me. So when this went down, I was like, I said, that's Bernard Brown. That he go Greg Gard at Wisconsin. So again, some other background.
Yeah.
When they went after Jawan, they did all the Jawan, Greg Gard them stood up there like this on the court.
Yeah.
Almost like, and I know some of y'all gonna think that I'm trying to cause some stuff, but some folks look at it, they say, wait a minute, it's almost like the same situation that we deal with right now when we have the police come and grab us when we have been innocent, and then here go this Caucasian standing up there now like, yeah, I showed y'all, and that's what happened. And so even when it comes down to, here go, Jawan gets fined with $40,000, Greg Gard gets fined $10,000, and nobody's saying anything in Wisconsin, and everybody else sitting silent when he was the one that initiated. And Coach DeLoach, you know what that made me go and think about also? Made me think about with regards to Calvary and Savannah Country, in Savannah Country Day, when they went and did what they did to African-American students over there. And then here go the folks from Savannah Country Day sit right back right now. They don't accuse black boys of stealing. And so here go, and nothing happens to them. So here go Wisconsin also, nothing. And Wisconsin just said back, oh, let Jawan Howard look like the bad person in this right here. And Greg Gard, they just let him slide. And they made this nice little statement. I'm like saying, we should be up in arms about this type of stuff.
See, Greg Gard is nobody.
Yeah.
Jawan
nobody.
Howard, nobody ever heard of him.
Yeah.
At Wisconsin. So we're not even giving him the platform.
Yeah.
To even
now they know.
Him.
Now I know him now because of the incident.
Yeah, but he known for getting one of his coaches slapped.
but it also still comes down. It comes down to the privilege.
Yeah,
that's what they said. That even when they handling them at the squad and Jawan for the Michigan, but then now here go Wisconsin. Greg Gard them stand up there almost like they're overseers. Like, yeah, we done showed y'all. I'm like saying, no, stop. We gotta be in tune. We gotta be in tune to this right here and say, because these people are going to do this constantly. It's about respecting. That's why even when it comes down, wrapping it up with regards to when we look at what happens at 27-17, Coach DeLoach and also Coach Carter, that here go other people are going to say all they do is put people in college. That goes to show you the mindset right there. They're looking at using our bodies that are male and female for their own purposes, and they don't even care if you get an education.
Care less.
When did we say enough is enough?
Yeah.
Ebony Sports Reporters. That's right. You don't get this on them other shows. This is where you get it at right here. So you need to learn to share this right here. So we ain't gonna hold y'all up. Glad to see you, Coach DeLoach.
Anytime.
Yeah, definitely. It's over?
Y'all want to go on? I wasn't trying to go on with y'all.
Come on, man.
Oh no. Okay.
See,
they act like I got like will Gonzaga win it? Will Gonzaga will Zags win?
No.
Well, it's a 90-minute show. I didn't know where y'all got the hour from. It was a 90-minute show.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know.
Jamal, let's talk about old punk Scottie Pippen. Let's talk about punk Scottie Pippen.
I'm looking for my contract right now. I'm looking for my contract.
When you got to meet Cole Carter, in the gym in the morning. Come on, man. You bigger than that.
You better be on time.
You understand? You don't understand him. You don't understand him.
I got him.
All right. Go ahead, Scottie Pippen.
Hey, let me tell you what's wrong with Scottie Pippen.
Don't say it's 90 minutes. My contract said an hour, but anyway, go ahead.
You can go.
Scottie Pippen.
Let me tell you what's wrong with Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen lost his mind when his wife left him.
Ooh.
Okay, that was one. Then Scottie Pippen lost his mind when his older son, I believe, had passed away. Right. Then Scottie lost his mind when he did the little episode with Jordan.
Last Dance.
Last Dance. Okay. Scottie Pippen is having some issues, and I'm going to give him a message. Scottie Pippen, you not know Michael Jordan. Okay, so when Mike was playing, you was like one of the number 2 man in the NBA. When Scottie Pippen left, Phil Jackson bench you. When Scottie Pippen, when Jordan left, you went to Portland and you didn't do anything. So shut up at the end of the day. And then he didn't come to the 75 reunion because he didn't want to run into Scottie. He didn't want to run into Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan spent more time putting his hand on Mary J. Blige's butt. He wasn't worried about y'all.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, Drew. I'm sorry. I know this is another subject. Seriously.
Saturday was Michael Jordan's first time he ever came in second.
Right.
Bubba Wallace came in second in Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so
Scotty, and we had Bubba Wallace on the show last week. Now I say, Ebony Sports Reporter. See how timeless we are. We always timely, more than what some people imagine.
Yeah.
So Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to Scottie Pippen?
Everybody has issues. Some of us show it, some of us don't.
Right.
And, I'm not going to show you my issues if I can help it. But sometimes people are crying out for help, and we just have issues. And some people want the attention. Some people do it for other reasons, but some people are seriously ill, and they need to get call us here at this platform and get on two therapists and the microphone, because we can help you with those issues that you have. We got shows for everything.
I know it.
So, Coach Deloach, what's your thoughts on Scotty? You want to add any more to Scotty?
Kobe.
Ooh. Okay.
There it is.
Okay. All right.
It is.
So we move on to the next topic. This is find blank a home. Find blank a home. So, Julius Hall, who should find? We need to find a home for. Who we need to find a home for? Who needs a home?
One of the greatest coaches to ever coach in the state of Georgia. We need to find Bernard Brown a home near home.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Touchdown.
Okay. That is. You know, Bernard Brown's analysis with regards to Scottie Pippen, that was like, bam, that was on point. Julius Hall was got find somebody home, bam. Hey, Coach Rob Deloach, who needs to find a home? Who needs to find a home, Coach Deloach? This is for any athlete, coach, or anybody that you think professionally, amateur, anything. Who needs to find a home?
Sam Carter need to be coaching basketball at somebody university.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna be his assistant, and we're gonna be some bad, you know what?
Yeah.
We bring back the suits. We bring back the attire. We're not wearing no damn Adidas on the sideline. We going back old school.
Okay. All right. Bernard Brown. Who needs to find a home?
I'm gonna pick it back on my homeboy Julius. But I want to say this on a serious note. Bernard Brown is coming home. I have a job offer at Savannah, and I'm debating whether to take it. And I'm always about the money. And if I take it, then I'm gonna bring Hoop Savannah and Savannah, Georgia, like me and Jamal were talking earlier. And just like Coach Rob and Coach Carter doing, I'm gonna piggyback on them. I'm gonna jump on their team, and we're gonna go ahead and give what Savannah need is us to take them to the next level. At the end of the day, and I don't want to call no name, but I'm kind of frustrated with this dude keep sending me texts, and then he's not.
Oh Lord!
He's not supporting.
Okay.
He's not supporting Savannah like he should, because it's not always about you. It's not always about you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they don't care if we're America After Dark or Running Tailland or the Raptor or Riverland. These people don't want to know. All they want to know is what you doing for them now. What you doing for them now. And so, I'm playing New Edition song when I come home. Coming home. Yes, indeed.
Welcome.
Okay. and when we do our various topics like this, I just put it out there, and I just don't. I might have a general idea in my mind about what they're gonna say, but they be coming some stuff. I don't know. I'm just let y'all know. Listening, viewing audience, I don't know. We already heard something about Hoop Savannah, but we're gonna go on this Michael Jordan challenge. Pretty sure challenging everybody, but he challenged Magic to a 1-on-1. Who you think will win? Coach Deloach, who will win?
MJ.
Okay. And
that's Magic
Coach
Johnson.
Bernard Brown. Who wins?
MJ for the speed, and the boy is smooth. Magic's good, but Magic's kind of slow right about now. MJ.
All right, Julius Hall. Who wins?
Yeah, you got to get a slight edge to MJ because Magic done gained a few pounds. He won't be able to keep up. If you want to challenge somebody, Mike, you the greatest that ever did it. Challenge somebody that's in the league now. Challenge LeBron.
Yeah.
Challenge Durant. challenge Westbrook. Somebody, challenge one of those guys.
Steph
That
Curry.
run rings around you now.
Yeah.
He'll win.
All right. So now, to those of you who love football, United States Football League, it is kicking in. United States Football League kicking in. What's your thoughts with regards to this? United States Football League, spring football, the USFL.
Hey, it's one thing about it is like basketball is popular, but they don't realize, man, people love football. I mean, whether they do it in the spring, the winter, whatever, it's a good thing, because even though when the Super Bowl was over and everything, I'm like, man, football gone. So that's another league to watch, period. Some people some people play football because their mama told them you either gonna be in jail or dead. And I'm still here, and I'll be 60 years old this year. If it wasn't for football, oh Lord.
Again, to the audience, I just come up with the topics. I kind of have an idea, or at least I have a vision in my mind as to what our responses would be. But often I am absolutely wrong. Coach Rob DeLoach, United States Football League, what's your thoughts with regards to that?
Well, it's almost like we talked about with basketball. It's an opportunity for these young guys that are not probably going to make it in the NFL to get a chance to play in the XFL. Mm-hmm. And, it's just avenues.
Yeah.
So football is trying to keep up with basketball. Believe it or not, basketball sets the standard.
Yeah.
So football is revisiting this XFL because basketball is already, they're ahead of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Canadian Football League, because they're not letting them, with COVID, they weren't letting them go to Canada to play no football. So now the NFL basically is going to say these kids can go to college and play one college football and now be drafted.
Yeah.
Okay.
He dropped out. So Julius Hall, we're going to throw it out to you, but I'm going to throw a twist into it because something has come up right now. Right now, the XFL and the NFL have not entered into a partnership to look at innovations. What's your thoughts on that? Again, the NFL and the XFL have not entered into a partnership to look at innovation. They just did the partnership. What's your thoughts with regard to that?
This is my thoughts.
Boy, go ahead, boy.
Okay.
Let's create the MFL, which is the Minority Football League.
Yeah.
You start these programs, it's all in on the same level as the NFL. You got all black coaches. Let's say you put 8 teams in, all black owned. These players from all over the world. These celebrities group their money, form these organizations and ownership, buy these teams. And create these teams so they can fund them, and then they can slowly integrate into the NFL.
That's
what I think. And take
I got cut off.
Well, you good.
I did not realize this. I was watching a sports special earlier this week that the only reason the University of Alabama recruited African American athletes is when they play
Sam Bam,
University of Southern
California, and Sam Bam Cunningham ran all over.
Yeah, they played Southern California. Sam Bam Cunningham came and cut a hole in them.
Yeah.
And then they decided to say, man, we got.
Yeah, you're right.
Bear Bryant, because the folks at Alabama were stunned by that, and then that's when Bear Bryant said,
"Hey,
I gotta have them here at the school."
Hey,
and just think about it. Those same big old boys are playing at Jackson State. That's on Alabama offensive line.
Yeah. Where did Bear Bryant grandson play in Savannah? Where did Bear Bryant grandson play in Savannah?
His grandson?
His grandson. He played quarterback in Savannah. His grandson.
I have no idea. His
grandson played quarterback at Groves High School.
Okay.
Yeah. We played against him, George. Bear Bryant grandson played quarterback at Groves High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, he
All
had
right.
a baby from a black woman?
No. He was a white boy.
Oh,
We're gonna move on to the next topic. This is what the whole world calls this real football. The whole world calls this real football. Football. Because again, y'all call football over here football, but actually soccer is called football. And so Andre Blake, I put out there Andre Blake. What's your thoughts on Andre Blake? Julius Hall?
I'm not a big soccer fan, and I didn't look at Major League Soccer, and don't hold this against me because I'm not a soccer fan. I'd rather watch paint dry and a grass grow. So I'm not a big soccer fan, so I didn't do any. When soccer comes on the sports, look at that. He's gonna show off. We know that you're well rounded. We know that you some soccer and everything else, lacrosse, everything.
I know it.
I'm not a soccer fan. I don't follow soccer. I don't follow race car unless it's the last inning, and I hate golf. But I'm a full football sports fan, so I pass.
I was talking about. I just threw about Andre Blake, but Andre Blake, a brother from Jamaica who plays Major League Soccer. But again, people try to criticize me, because again, now I understand why when they say all they do is send them to college, but this is right here for Senegal, all football. But I just throw it out there and let people know that yes, brothers and sisters, and now I got to throw this out to let people know this. That's also another way that you can get scholarships too. Because there's some young men from Brunswick, Georgia, who play college soccer right now, and that's what it was. And then also, it used to be a soccer team of African Americans right here in the city of Savannah, and that's how some of them got college scholarships also, because they were like saying, a lot of us not in that, but then when we are in it, we are basically dominant. So we'll move on since it gotta be like that. So Chris Paul, Coach Deloach keep going out. Coach Deloach. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. But that's that beach house stuff right there.
Yeah,
down the beach. But anyway, Bernard Brown, Chris Paul. What's your thoughts, Chris Paul?
Hey, it's gonna hurt Phoenix because Chris Paul is the motor along with the coach. I hope he be okay. I know that risk that he hurt and everything, but Chris, the baddest trade that never happened.
Woo!
The baddest trade that never happened was when Chris Paul was supposed to go to the LA Lakers.
That's right.
If that would have happened, that would have been like, he would have had a couple championships right about now. Mm-hmm. Between him and Kobe,
yes,
and Shaq. Whoa. They would have won more than 6. They would have passed Michael Jordan but Chris a good guy, little fella, Wake Forest. They're probably gonna drop some more, but ain't nobody gonna drop as far as the Lakers gonna drop because the Lakers in the damn 12th place now. So I think they got a good coach and keep them on until they get back in the rhythm. Till Chris get back, they'll be okay.
Yes, sir. Coach Deloach, what's your thoughts, Chris Paul?
Chris Paul is a leader. I mean, he's gonna make sure to keep those young guys, and they played with him last year when he got injured.
Yeah.
To the finals and Chris came back. So it's nothing new to them. I mean, they're young. The West is the West. Like you say, the Lakers at the bottom and the Clippers at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a lot of young teams playing, so they have the energy. And they're athletic as hell.
Yeah.
I think they'll do well. Barring as long as they don't have any more injuries, they can pick up somebody. Matter of fact, I'm available if they need a backup point guard.
Hey, Coach, you available to sit on the bench or you available to play?
I'm gonna sit on the bench and act like I'm playing.
along with Jewish.
Yeah, for real.
They can cash at me at the end of the game. Pay me cash.
So, Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on Chris Paul?
I knew you wanted me to answer this last because I was the one a couple of weeks ago that said that they will probably end up winning the championship this year. But Chris got hurt, so you can't hold that against me. I was telling you that only because Chris was on the team and he was playing and healthy. So now, if they could just hang on long enough, maybe they have a chance. But right now, I'm gonna have to say, I just wait for him next year. You know, he's a leader, and he people play better. He's the type of ball player that makes other players play better. So we'll wait on him to come back. We'll see what's happening.
Julius Hall, I'm stunned that you would even say something like that. I would do something like that. That I will use something that you had said about a particular team. You know, like when something happens with regards to a star athlete or necessary component of them winning the championship, that I will go and use you, put you out there last, that I will bring that up later on. Like when I found out he got injured, I said, oh, that got to be agenda for Julius Hall. I wouldn't do anything like that, Julius Hall.
Yes, you would. Amaya told me that you would when and our little niece started Adele. She said you jealous. You know, so she had a duty in birth or something. Yeah, so she already told us you will. She said you petty. That was what she said.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. And then here go Bernard Brown.
The mirror. She said you check you.
Hey, man, Jamal, you my boy, and I love you, boy. Boy, you a handful. You a handful, man. I'm telling you. Hey, I wouldn't want to be your girlfriend, boy. You a handful. Woo.
I'm gonna move on to Phil Nicholson. Nicholson with regard to you.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, I'm saying you. Yeah, because that's what they're gonna do to you in Saudi. That's what they're gonna do to you.
Hey.
Phil Mickelson.
Hey,
Bernard Brown.
Let me tell you about Phil. Hey, Phil is a little white boy. Done got his feeling hurt. You know, he still having forget Tiger Woods. If Tiger Woods said he's going over there to play with the Saudi, and man, they'd have been to crucify him. Phil teamed up with what the other little punk name, Greg Norman, it's LIV investor hooked up with those Saudi to try to bring in the best golf player over there, right? And they gave 100 million. Let me tell y'all now, this is the crazy part. They offered Donald Trump $100 million to play on his Doral course, and every tournament was gonna be $80 million per tournament. Okay, so Phil ain't like Phil needs some money or whatever, but at the end of the day, that Super Golf League, you know, ain't gonna happen. Now Phil done put him and his family in jeopardy. Phil retired, and his pension is $230 million. His pension. All right. So do y'all think he's gonna get that pension? Not with the PGA Tour, because they're mad with him, boy. I wouldn't put my family out there. Nah. Now I feel taking a break and going hiding and running tell that.
Okay. Coach DeLoach, what's your thoughts with the guy Phil Mickelson?
Damn, Phil, he got Tiger.
Julius Hall, what's your thoughts?
He should be canceled just like every damn body else that get canceled. Cancel Phil Mickelson.
He canceled.
Cancel Phil Mickelson.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell y'all something too that y'all don't know about. Y'all ain't heard it from me, but you hear it from ATR Meter. Phil's still mad with Tiger because Phil and Tiger wife had a little, you know, something. But you ain't heard it from me. Look at hey, we the news reporter. We report everything, right? hey, I'm just saying. I love all the white women, and Phil's wife was one of them. I'm just saying, you know, I do my research, and you know, bye Phil. All
right, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to the last subject, the last topic, last conversation. Mike Tomlin, Brian Flores, Coach DeLoach. What's your thoughts with regards to that?
Hey man, easy like Sunday morning.
All right.
Hey, touchdown.
All right, Bernard Brown. What's your thoughts with regards to Brian and Mike?
Hey, good move, touchdown. Hey, they ain't like they're gonna help the Pittsburgh needs some players, so they can bring back Lamry or somebody, whoever, they need some players.
And Julius Hall.
Well,
what do you think about Mike and Brian getting together and how they will handle the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well,
since that is your squad. Oh my God, Julius Hall. You think I just said that?
First they can't. Yeah, you petty. Very he petty. You know, Kansas City, they will not beat Kansas City. But this is what I take my hat off for Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin did some stand-up stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's stand up.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
When a brother down, lift him up.
Yeah.
And that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Nobody should be looking at this unfavorably.
Right. Yeah.
This man did something that a man is supposed to do. You, my brother, let me pick you up. You were ostracized and picked on and signaled out to be a failure.
Yeah.
And you called them out and they tried to punish you, but I'm going to give you a hand up. Ain't nothing they could do to me.
Yeah.
It ain't about me. It's about the game.
Amen. Amen on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because absolutely, Mike did. Mike did something that some others were afraid to do.
Yeah,
and that goes to show you, and that shows you the type of person that he is, and he's no nonsense about his position. That again, and this has been
the Wolverines from Tompkins, both girls and boys. They in the region and they won, Jamal. The Wolverines from Tompkins, Woodville Tompkins Wolverines.
There you go, Wolverine for life. Wolverine for life. Touchdown.
But I will share this with y'all. Coach Rob DeLoach told me this, aka Jerry Jones said that the Woodsville Tompkins that you see today ain't the Tompkins of the past, so it really ain't together. So that's just that's fake. That's what Coach Rob DeLoach told me.
We ain't talking about the past. We talking about they moving on.
For real.
They're moving on, Jamal. They're moving on.
But that's not the same. That's not the school that y'all. That's not the school y'all affiliated with. That's not the school y'all affiliated with.
Only thing Jenkins got is a pretty school. Bye.
That's right.
We have championship. We have state championship.
When?
We won state championship 2018.
Yeah.
Yep, one state. Yes. So Woodville Tompkins again is not the Tompkins old. They had that's a new school that ain't even in the same location. Oh, excuse me. It's a new school because they built the new school for it. Because again, they know that
at the same location.
Yeah, it's a new school, but it's not the school. Again, it's like the Phoenix.
Jenkins a new school. Jenkins just got a new school built.
What have you did for us?
And we're gonna have an alumni walkway too. We're gonna have a alumni walkway. We're gonna be able. We have the bricks with our names on it. We're gonna be walking there. And then when we put it down, I'm gonna let y'all see my brick. I'm gonna take a picture of my brick. Let y'all see that.
Jamal,
I can't win with you.
Go get your ring from Savannah. Go get your ring from Savannah State.
I can't win with you.
I don't worry about that right now. I don't worry about that right now.
That was nasty right there.
For me, it's pretty much like a black man. I'm just saying, being on this show with y'all is like a black man in a court case, and y'all are the all-white jury. I'm a black man. Y'all are the all-white jury. That's why I came back. So I just deal with it.
So when I came back, I had to support you. You see how that go. They just gang up on you.
So, but again, so this is Ebony Sports Reporter. But again, as you all see, we bring up timely matters that are right on the cusp of what's happening in sports and also society. So that's what we do. I'm going to tell you that. Watch yourself now.
What are you talking about?
Bernard Brown.
Oh, okay. Watch yourself. I mean, Bernard Brown. So yeah, I just want to make sure. So, but again,
that for me.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to wash myself. I'm going to wash myself, not watch.
Oh Lord, come on now. All right, we better head out of here. All right.
Share. Y'all be good.
Share.
We got
like this. I like this. like this.